Hi, WikiTree. You have we are here for our monthly recap. So who all we have Chris here so far.
We just have Chris.
Is that it? Just Chris watching?
Oh, there's a couple more. 4.
Ooh. Come on, more people. Let's
Maybe
go.
we'll get to 10.
10. I'm not gonna say anything till we have 10 viewers.
We're just gonna sit here.
Oh, hi, Rich. Chris says, "Everyone's got kitty ears." Wrong chat.
Yes.
Somebody needs to explain the otaku channel reference for me. I don't know what that is. I'm too old.
I'm gonna guess it's anime.
Probably. That's what I can assume. Hello, Steven. Tomasowicz.
Yeah, I'm not going to try this game again.
I
had it for the clean-a-thon.
I know, I had mastered it then, but no. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, and the day before was Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
It's my
Oh, look,
friend's
he said I
birthday.
got it right.
Oh, yay.
I'm going to be an expert at pronouncing names.
Okay, go ahead. Do Esme's.
Is Esme?
Vander Westhuizen.
Van Westerhuizen.
Vander Westhuizen.
Okay.
And she's not even here to be proud of you.
I know. I did that one with no expectation of record.
Steven says PJ day every day. I was good today. I got dressed. I worked out. I went for a walk. I did gardening. So it was not a couch potato today. So that was good.
Hi, Jure. Yeah. Like technically this like orange shirt is kind of like a PJ as well. So comfy. Sometimes I'm just in orange all the time at home because I have many WikiTree shirts. So I'm just.
She wears them every day. That's all Sarah wears.
Always WikiTree mug. Always.
That's it.
It's not my WikiTree mug is not big enough.
So there's a WikiTree t-shirt store now, WikiTees, that I don't have a link for right now, so don't ask. I don't have it. But it's got everything. Like you could seriously wardrobe yourself and your coffee mugs and everything forever with WikiTree stuff. Like it's got, and he's done all kinds of cool designs and things, and there's tons of stuff there. Someday we'll have the link. I mean, I have it. I just don't have it right now. Is it in a newsletter? It's in the Facebook group. He posted it there.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it.
Yeah, it's super awesome. He did a great job with that. Lots of things.
Now I need to.
Needs to put jigsaw puzzles in there since everybody's at home looking for stuff to do.
Oh, WikiTree jigsaw puzzle.
A big logo.
We should be able to order like our family tree, like your little jigsaw, and then put it together.
That's a great idea.
And you have to learn all the names, and you'd learn like dates and stuff, and like.
We should be able to put it on a mug.
And put it on a mug.
That's a good idea too. Well,
Ted, you're not listening right now, but if you are, make that happen.
That's a great idea. Be able to upload. Well, you can get the JPG of your tree to post like on Facebook and stuff. You should be able to upload it and create things with it.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
I mean, if you guys have seen Mindy's mug, she made that by herself, and it has her Virginia thing and WikiTree, and so If you create anything cool WikiTree
Very
related,
cool.
let us know, and we can. Oh.
Yeah, Azure's right. It's on Teespring. WikiTees. You could probably Google Teespring WikiTees, and it would probably come up.
I will get.
I'll do it.
You can get the link first.
We have 10 people watching. We can talk now.
Okay, because we weren't talking before.
Now we can say the important stuff.
Yeah, because before it was not.
I'll go look
important.
for the link so that you guys can say important things. Oh, no.
Okay, you look. Yeah, I couldn't find it. Okay. Okay, so let's do a monthly recap. Kind of wrap up the month of April.
Uh-huh.
So April, we had the spring clean-a-thon. Do we? Maybe I can. Let me read off. I have it opened. So for spring clean-a-thon, we cleared 158,784 suggestions in 72 hours. Last year's total was 132,554. So we beat last year's. And we beat the all-time record of 2018 as well. So that's great.
It was our best one yet.
Yep. And we had the tree nuts coming in first place total. I know Eowyn and Julie are happy about that.
It was all me.
Definitely.
All 120 something that I did.
I broke my personal record this year. I did like 300 and some, so that's the most I've ever done on any of them.
I'm so proud of you.
But
It was fun. It was good.
But by average, Team Roses came in first place. So, because we did it by how many people per team average. So Team Roses actually came in first place.
And we had like 35 people on our team, so our team average dropped. We didn't. Not everybody was able to contribute as much, but that's okay. We had some new people that were learning. That was really cool to be able to spend time and get them pointed in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cleanup was a fun time to teach.
Yeah, and our top suggestion was location too early and birth location. We did over 14,000 of those.
That's a popular one. It's funny. Everybody always talks about how, everybody just goes and does the easy one, but that's not even 10% of what was done.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
There
like there
must
was a bunch of different things done.
The must be lessons that 1,500 people did a bunch.
Yeah, they did.
We had 23 teams. 20 of them broke 1,000. Wow, that's like almost all of them. And we had 585 participating members, and 46 of them broke 1,000.
That's crazy.
I barely broke 50.
I broke 100.
I barely broke 30. Let's get that straight. But I've been kind of working on suggestions after the clean-a-thon now, since I was so busy during the clean-a-thon.
I know, same. Yeah, I've been trying to go through more of the profiles that should be open.
It was on the Discord server for off and on, and people were talking about having clean-a-thon hangover, so they're still out there doing stuff. Like, I can't stop.
Well, good.
Good, just keep going forever.
So the clean-a-thon, that was a big event in April that we had. Just recently we had I don't know if you guys noticed, if you use your phone on or a mobile, iPad or something, the G2G has a new look. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks to our great tech WikiTree. Thanks to them. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's bigger and more.
Should I see if I can show it? You won't be able to see it early. Here,
Just kind of put it up to your.
can you even see it?
Oh yeah, we can see it. Mm-hmm. See, it's bigger and
And the menu at the top.
And the menu's up here. I don't know if I can do this backwards.
Yes.
Oh, cool. You can ask a click. What does it look like when you ask a question?
Very nice.
So that's still kind of similar, but yeah, new format on G2G. So those of you who like
We have Jamie.
What?
Do we have Jamie to thank for that?
Yeah, that was pretty much all Jamie.
That's awesome.
Go Jamie. Round of applause. So proud. So yeah, that was another thing. And then something else that happened in April is we had our the new thing Chris rolled out with the surname contributions. Like you can see like which surname you contributed to the most in the month and see which surnames you contribute to, how much, and etc. I don't know how many of you have played around with that. That was pretty cool. I enjoy that. You can go by month or by year. So
it's kind of nice to see who else is working on the surnames that you're working on, because it's somebody. If you wanted to start a one name study, you'd be able to get people who are actually participating and contact them.
It's super great for that. It should really help one name studies a lot.
Definitely. So those were really the big three things.
I was going to share, we had 2 superstars were awarded in April.
Ooh, and what are superstars, Eowyn?
I'm so glad you asked, Sarah. So, superstars, it's exciting. Superstars are awarded by project leaders if they happen to find a WikiTreeer who's doing something excellent, which is most of them. And they can award a superstar and just give like extra special recognition. Project leaders and team members are the only ones that can award them, so it makes them, super. And that's why they're stars. So, and that's kind of what we look at when we're looking for leaders. We go and look at who's gotten superstars. To see, kind of who's doing what. So there were 2 in the last April. One was awarded by Chet Snow to Paula Staunton. And Chet said, "Congratulations, Paula, for being a superstar here on WikiTree. With a half a dozen wonderful WikiTreeer citations, being an active project member, winning so many challenges, and just for being so helpful to our members, you deserve this badge. Thank you for all your great contributions to our One World Tree. Bravo."
Good job, Paula.
The other one is to Christina Garcia, who I'm not super familiar with her. But Mindy awarded that, and she wrote, "Christina is very self-motivated and has such enthusiasm and excitement about Portuguese research pages. Her efforts to develop regional Portuguese pages and enhance existing profiles are outstanding."
Very nice.
Good job.
Yeah.
So Tommy just brought up that to not forget Greg's fan chart app that was updated. Let me see if I can. I was gonna see if I can share my screen real quick. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on.
Holding on.
Okay, thank you. Look at that. And it even privates my private people. Like my parents.
Very nice. Very pretty.
Look, I can add another. You can add another generation. Look, I added another generation, guys. Woo! Can I add another one? It's gonna be real big.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Right now, I want to go play.
And you can save it. I'm gonna save it. Let's save it. Now it's a PDF. Look at that.
Oh my gosh!
It has a QR code. Obviously, I haven't
That's
played
awesome.
around too much with this and how excited I am. So, thank you, Greg. You're always giving us great apps to do cool stuff. Obviously, I have some holes to fill in there. So,
Yeah, that's what those are good for, is seeing your blank spots.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'll ever. This is my Italian side. I don't know if I'll ever. I don't know. We'll see.
Chris F, get on
Life.
that. Help her with her Italian side.
Frank Santora's helped me a lot with my Italian. He's the one who filled in that extra generation. That had nothing to do with
Nice.
me. So
That's exciting.
Steven's like, where's the fix my brick wall button? Greg, work on that. Fix my brick wall. So anything else that you guys that happened in April? Mm-hmm.
If somebody wanted to find all of the apps that were available for WikiTree, where would they go?
So I just Googled the fan chart in the G2G because I know they posted about it. But we could go to the apps project. Hold on, where is it? WikiTree apps. And then it's a good question.
It's on the no, it's help.
I didn't think.
Oh, help
page. It's help apps.
Help.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad I asked then.
Apps. There we go. Look at that. Found it. A little bit of those the fan. Look, there's Greg's fan chart. And you can do up to 10 generations.
Fabulous. And there's all kinds of other cool things that people have created out there as well. I use WikiTree Turbo and WikiTree X.
Mm-hmm. Look, the brick walls. Now we just need a button for them.
The WikiTree Turbo one is cool because if you're ever looking at, like, you know how you can click the see ancestors, see descendants, and you can collapse them within the thing, which is awesome.
So that's an actual extension that you need to get on your Chrome browser. So just like WikiTree X.
Yep.
So yeah, so those are the big things in April that happened.
It was a good month.
Jan says she's like, I came to learn about projects.
She came to learn about projects.
So yeah, this is our main topic for the day, for the evening.
Me too, Jan. I came to learn about projects too.
Well, there, we just learned about the app project.
Yeah, so if Eowyn needs to learn about the projects and I need to learn about projects, Julie, are you going to tell us all about projects then?
Take it away, Julie.
I'm here to provide commentary.
So projects have been around for a really long time. Like, I got active on WikiTree in 2013, and there are already a few. I want to say, I don't know if there's anyone here who can say for sure, but I want to say like the first one, it was either Mayflower, Puritan Great Migration, or the European Aristocrats. Those were like the first three. I want to say it was European Aristocrats.
That's what I was going to say. I think it was.
They've grown and developed a lot over the years. Just like, WikiTree is not a static site. It's constantly changing, and it's kind of the same with projects. Like, they started in one way, and they've kind of grown and grown and grown and evolved into things they weren't, 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we love them. I love the projects. I think they're a really great part of WikiTree. For one, it helps you find people who are interested in the same things that you're interested in. Like, when I first came to WikiTree, it was kind of a while before I found like other people. And projects are kind of a cool way to find the people who are interested in your surnames or in where your ancestors are from, or we have different types of projects. So I think it's really good for that, because one of the coolest things about WikiTree is the community. Like, it's the members working together, and projects are one of the best examples of collaboration and coming together for that sort of thing. So basically, in a nutshell, a project is just a group of members that are organized around a specific topic or activity. So I'll talk about it in a little bit, but there's topical projects, like graphical ones, and then there's functional projects that are more activity-based, like the greeters that help greet new members. So basically, projects are there to make it easier for members who are interested in the same profiles to find each other, communicate, and coordinate their efforts. Two of the most important purposes of the topical ones are to help manage controversial profiles, like ones that are historically significant or that have widely shared ancestors, and to help develop styles and standards for editing those profiles. So we have, the basic standards that apply everywhere on WikiTree, but projects help develop for certain areas. Like when the European Aristocrats project first started, there was a lot of debate about, does knight belong in the prefix, the formal first name, the preferred first name, or the suffix field? This was heavily debated, but it was all worked out with that project, and finally, they concluded. So the projects are kind of there to help develop the standards, like how should we do names for a certain area, things like that.
To keep it all uniform, since we're all
so
working together.
Everybody's
Right.
on the same page, because it is a collaborative site. We need to have some, not to say there's not flexibility, because there is, but we need to have some kind of style and standard that everybody's following. So the project, projects are there to kind of help be a forum to help develop that sort of thing. So that's why we have projects. That's mainly for topical projects. We also have the functional projects, which are things like greeters, who like I was saying, they help greet new members. Arborists, they work on finding duplicates and merging them. We have rangers, they monitor the feeds, looking for vandalism and things like that. We've got mentors, who we'll talk about on Saturday. Weirdly enough, they're there to mentor people. We have a ton of them. Now I'm totally blanking. Ambassadors, they're out there. We did one of these about the ambassadors. They're out there sharing
the apps project.
The apps project. There's the templates project that focuses on the stickers. There's the integrators project. They focus on G2G. They do things in G2G to make G2G a little bit better. There are the tree huggers, who are just out there thanking people like crazy and appreciating all the good things that happen on WikiTree. So that's kind of a different, it's activity-based. So there's the topical ones, and then there's the activity-based ones, where it's not about a specific group of profiles, really. The cemeteries project, I saw someone mention that. That one, it's kind of our focused on, cemeteries.
Mm-hmm. And then the geographical ones kind of speak for themselves and what they are.
Yeah, I mean, the England project, they do England.
One of the cool things that I like about topical projects, that as you were talking and when I was thinking about this, is they're able to, as a project, they're able to manage some of the more visible profiles, I guess I'm going to say, or some of the, like for just as a big example, King Henry VIII. Okay, so we have a project that manages his profile, which means that we can watch over it and make sure that everything there is correct, and that random people don't come in and connect, children he never had or wives he never had. There were a lot of them. But as everybody knows, mistakes get copied from one site to another, but on WikiTree, we use projects to try and mitigate that, to keep things as accurate as we can.
Yep, definitely. So we have different, there's topical and functional, but then there's also different like levels of projects. So I just wanted to kind of explain those for a sec. So probably the most commonly known ones are the top level projects. Those are our most formal projects, and they have more than 5 active members. They'll have a project page with a mission statement. They have a unique tag for GG. They have a unique badge. The badge is kind of the giveaway for a top level project. Just a side note on that, we used to be more generous with project badges. So there are some sub projects that have badges that have kind of been grandfathered in under top level projects. So you might see a sub project here and there that has a badge. We don't do that anymore. Just the top level projects have badges. And then they need to have at least 2 project leaders involved. If you don't know what a project leader is, they are WikiTree members who have a little bit of extra privilege, and they get to lead these projects and help with the collaboration and weigh in on some of our discussions and do things like that. We should do a monthly thing about leaders and coordinators and all that too. Maybe. But the top level projects need to have at least 2 project leaders involved, because there are some tasks that only project leaders can do just because of some of the special capabilities that they get. So then,
do you mind if I interrupt?
Yes, no, I don't mind.
So
about top level projects,
you might be wondering why we kind of started being so generous with the badges. And the reason is because every badge has an activity feed. And so more badges take up more resources.
Yeah.
So it's like, for example, if you want to know who's been working on the Puritan Great Migration project, you can go to their badge feed and see, number 1, who all the members are. And number 2, there's a different feed that you can look at to see who's been active working on profiles for that project.
Yeah, so we try to keep the badges down. We won't have a badge for every single project that's out there. So, and just as a project gets to the point where they have all those things I just listed, doesn't necessarily mean they become top level and have a badge. They might still be just a sub-project, not just a sub-project, but they might still be a sub-project under a project, because we just don't do top level badges as often as we used to.
So Stephen has a question.
I will answer that in a little bit.
Okay.
Help projects, most of the top level ones are listed there. Like, there's not a list of all the sub projects and all the teams and all the free space projects, but there is a list of the top level.
It's on the find menu.
Yeah.
So sub projects are a little less formal than a top level project. It may still have all the elements of it, like I was saying, but what it won't have, unless it was one of those ones that was grandfathered in, it won't have a badge. It'll have the top level project badge. So some projects like under countries, like under the United States project, the states are all sub projects. So they kind of get broken down like that. Let's see. Sub-projects can be led by a project leader, but also, like Chris F. was saying, he's a project coordinator for Italy. Project coordinators can help lead the sub-projects and do some of those tasks there. So that's kind of the next level. And then beyond that is we have project teams. And then we have team leaders that can help lead the project teams. So teams are much less formal. They don't have the badges or the project boxes or accounts. They can be led by team leaders, and they're usually a lot more focused. So, like, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in England project, I think the shires are team projects or team projects. So I think each shire is a team, and then each of those has a team leader, and that's kind of how they do that there. And I think a lot of the geographical ones are like that. On the Ambassadors project, if you're watching for that one, we have several different teams under there that just kind of do different aspects of it. So you have the top level project, which is the most formal. And you have sub projects, which are still pretty significant and broader. And then you have the team projects that are usually smaller and a lot more focused. And then we have what are called free space projects. So free space projects pretty much can be anything you want them to be. Anyone can start one. If you go to the add drop-down menu at the top of your screen, there's one for add a project. That is where you go to set up a free space project. I kind of keep an eye on those, so you might hear from me if I think your project would be a good fit under another project or something like that. So free space projects can be anything. There's like people have started them for all kinds of things. They're really informal. They sometimes might grow to become a team under another project or a sub project. So you never know.
So Drew was like, I've actually ran into a I think it's Paula or something. Like it was a ghost free space page and like the different hauntings on different things and the people associated with it. So you can start a free space page about anything. I mean, obviously within certain genealogy kind of, stuff, but
somebody started one to track baseball teams, members of baseball teams. Mm-hmm. Someone did one for, I want to say, everyone who's acted in Star Trek. So they're keeping a list of profiles for everyone that acted in Star Trek. So there's all kinds. And anyone can start one of those. So
yeah, you don't need to ask for any kind of permission. You literally just go add.
Just start it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and if it catches on.
Yeah, it could catch on.
Yeah, like you might grow into.
Yeah, there have been a couple that have really taken off and moved under other projects and become sub projects, and so you just never know. Bye, Julie. So there are two other types of projects that are a little bit different. One is the one name study, which is kind of what it sounds like, is you're doing a focused study on a surname. We have a lot of them on WikiTree, like thousands of them. So you want to check to see if one's already been started for a surname you're interested in. If not, there'll be steps there where you can start one. And you'll hear from Roz Haywood. She's our project coordinator for that project, and she will get you all set up for those. So if you have a certain surname that you've been really wanting to focus on, you can do a one name study. There's also one place studies. Some people do a really focused study on a specific area. So same thing, we have some of those already on WikiTree, so you just want to check before and see if it's there. And if not, there are steps to start setting up your own. So that doesn't mean you own a surname. That doesn't mean you're the only one that gets to work on it. If you start a name study, then what you're saying is, I want to collaborate. I want to lead the collaboration efforts on this surname. So you need to be willing to work with other people who are interested in that surname. It doesn't mean you get to take that page and lock it down and no one can ever see it again. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Some people have tried that. So if you take on an official name study, just know, like, you're signing up to help collaborate with it, not to just do it yourself.
To clean up all those surname profiles.
To do that, you can still start a free space project for a surname. You just can't call it like Langhoff name study, because that's the official. That makes it an official one name study on WikiTree. You can call it like Langhoff surnames things. Langhoff, I don't want to share this with anyone else, free space project. But if you make it a name study, it's a name study. Same with one place studies. Mm-hmm. Just saying. I have some animosity about that, I think. Share, collaborate, people. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any?
Huh?
I was going to say, if you guys have any questions about projects, please let us know, as we are.
Yeah, please ask. So here's the next thing. Are profiles owned by the projects that manage them? And the answer is no, They're not. Because nobody owns things on WikiTree. So we try to never refer to profiles being owned at all. If you're ever in G2G and you ever see someone accidentally refer to my tree, like they say, I was looking at my tree, like for their WikiTreeers will remind them, it's our tree, not my tree, it's our tree. So projects do not own profiles. Our profiles are part of the same tree and part of our community. We totally understand why sometimes it might look like a profile, like a project owns a profile, but that's not the case. So
they're more like an overseer to make sure that
it's like with the one name study. Like it was just, huh?
I would say usually those profiles that are managed by the projects are profiles that are ones that we talked about a few minutes ago. Like they need
historically
to be
significant.
And so by having the project manage it, because each project has a group where they communicate with each other, anything that happens to that profile goes into, it gets looked at by the whole group of project members, and they can go out and make sure that nobody's changing anything on there that should not be changed, or maybe they are changing something, but it needs a source. It's valid info, but it needs a source, and so on.
Yep. So you might go to a profile and you might see that has the project sticker box that says it's managed by a project. And you might see that the manager, for example, is like the England project. Don't be afraid to still want to work on these profiles. Like, you don't have to think, oh no, I can't touch these. That's not what projects are about. You should, if you're going to do any kind of significant editing on it, you should contact the project. Give them a heads up, talk to them. Doesn't have to be anything formal. You can message them through private messaging on the profile.
Or leave a comment.
Or in the comments. You don't have to be a member of the project. You just want to give them a heads up and let them know. You could post in G2G about it. And that's for significant editing. Like, we have the help page that says it's communication before editing, and it says be polite or be bold, which sort of makes it sound like being bold isn't polite, but that's not the case. Like, there's the balance between minor editing. Are you laughing at me? I keep seeing you laughing, Julie, making me self-conscious.
Oh, I was just smiling. I was agreeing with you. And I have dogs growling next to me.
But there's the whole point of that page is there's a balance between, minor editing where you should be bold and just do it, and then significant editing where you want to be polite. So, find your balance. But don't be afraid. Like, the projects are there to help. They get a bad rap sometimes, a lot of the time, and people get scared to work on project protected profiles.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
It'll all be okay. It'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
It's about the project that's managing it there's a group of people behind that project account, and if you need help with something or if you have info, just contact them as if it's a real person.
Just a regular, like you would a regular profile manager.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you find another source, put it on there.
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt. Add a sentence. Add a couple sentences to the profile.
Yeah, add a little bio. If you have a parent, then you should communicate on any profile, not just the project. That's
if you try to add a child.
Try to add a child. That's when you should be polite and just send a message. But like WikiTree, they're like the one name studies. If you lead a one name study, you're there to help everybody collaborate. If you're a project leader and you're leading a project, that project is there to help everybody collaborate.
Jan says that one of her employers used to call that the laugh of recognition.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Kelvin.
So here's some things about starting a project in case this has put some thoughts into your brain. If you go to help starting a project, there's this little thing that you kind of go through to help you think it through. So like, do you want to start it right now? If you want to start your project immediately, all you have to do is create a free space project. Like I said, so you go to the add menu, go to project, bam, you have a free space project. If you want to wait a little bit and you think it's a bigger thing, you can think about, does your idea already relate to an existing project? So you can go through the project list, see if there's a project that's kind of close to what you're thinking about. If you have an idea that might fit under one of those, you can contact the project. And
post in GTD.
Yeah, maybe they would set it up as a project as a team under that project, or just put it. We have free space projects that are under projects. Like, it doesn't even have to necessarily be a team. Azure just started the Jehovah's Witnesses, and right now it's a free space project underneath the religion project. And it'll probably grow and make its way up to being a sub-project, which is exciting. So if there's not a project that relates to your idea, ask yourself, are you currently a project leader? If you're not, but your idea doesn't fit in a project, then you can come and talk to me, and I will talk to the leaders and see if there's anyone who's interested in kind of taking that on, and kind of see where it would fit in the project structure. So I can help you with that. If you have an idea of what your project would be, you can write out some things to think about. If you've looked at our project, they all have a mission statement. So like, what is the purpose of your project? And task list. So what is it that you want people to work on? And then still, if you still want it to be more, you can always contact me, because I can help make sure it gets in the right place, or we can help it grow, and I can help you go to G2G and post about it. So that's what
she'll do her elf magic.
We'll do my elf magic, and it'll, I can't really talk about it because it's magic.
It's true. If she can reveal her secrets.
Reveal my secret. But I can help. So if you have your, like I said, if you just want to do it, then do it. Yay, start a free space project. If you think it could be more than that, just message me. We'll talk about it. Pretty easy. I'm pretty nice usually. Generally. So we just mentioned this earlier, but if you go to the Find menu, the drop-down menu up at the top, you can find projects. That'll give you a fairly up-to-date list of the top-level projects. You can kind of go from there. Let's see. I think that's maybe it for now.
So do we have any questions about projects? We're talking about time travel and the TARDIS and everything in the chat kind of going off.
They're on to Doctor Who.
Because they're saying if they could time travel, we could finish our tree a lot faster. So.
I would just like to mention that because of the clean-a-thon, every time I get on one of these videos now, my dogs think it's playtime. So they are now wrestling right next to me. You can hear me, that's because my mic.
So that's really all I have right now.
So if we have no project questions, I don't think. We talked about how to start a project, the kinds of projects, what you can do in a project, just everything project related.
Be nice to projects.
Don't be scared of projects.
Don't be scared. They're there to help.
Hello, Kelly from Oregon. And Kelvin says, are we from around Australia? No.
No, I wish. I wish I was from around Australia. But I'm not.
No.
But I was going to say, Saturday, we're going to talk about mentors and mentor intervention requests and the problems with members process. It's going to be very exciting. If you do find that you're having an issue with a project, you're doing that look again. Yes. It's like Jeff or Brian standing right there, and you do those. Oh my gosh, she's
Yes,
right there talking.
You would like to get a wine glass. Is that okay?
Bye.
I do not ever get a moment's peace here in my own house.
Oh, come on. I'll go drink by myself and you can be at peace.
I have some wine waiting for me after this.
I was going to say, so if you do run into an issue with a project, don't feel like just because there are project leaders or coordinators involved that there's nothing that can be done, because there is. I hear that a lot where people are saying, oh, it's a project leader, nothing will happen. Not the case. So we will talk more about that on Saturday when we talked about the problems with members process. But just know, the problems with members process can be used for anyone. So anytime
Like
you
even Eowyn, if you have a problem with her, just
please go use the problems with members process. I would love to get a mentoring
this elf has just been so horrible to me today, and
so just get her out of here. Yeah, so don't feel like you can't use that just because it's project leaders or coordinators. It's there for everyone.
Yes.
And we take it seriously, even though we were just laughing. So that's what we'll talk about.
We have to use humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, or we cry.
Right.
You know, for as many active members as we have, the number of problem members that we have to look at is fairly small.
Because we have a great community.
It is a great
That's what we're trying to. So yeah, you're all fabulous. Love you all.
A pluses.
Yay, WikiTree members.
Yeah, so come back Saturday. Problems with members.
Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We will be here, especially Julie.
Definitely, Julie.
No. Maybe I'll sleep in.
I'm going to call Julie. I'd be like, Julie, wake up, please. I have your number. I can call you.
Oh. That's true, you do.
Okay. Well, I think we have come to the end.
Like the people are so far not in this discussion anymore.
Yeah, they're talking about creating a free space page for Doctor Who and the companions. We've lost them.
Yeah,
so
they're like,
there will be a quiz.
Stay tuned. At the end of the video, we will have a if you fail, no more WikiTree for you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I guess we will see you all on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, whatever time that is for you. And thank you for joining us.